morning. There are no signs anyone is sick.
The CDC has not determined where these 12 nationals will be tested, but it's likely they'll be going to the McGuire Air Force Base. That's in New Jersey as well, about 70 miles from here, and it's the closest of the military bases, one of 11 that have been designated for possible coronavirus.
Fox's Kayla Mamalek at the dock. America's listening to Fox News.
Lara Logan is back. The award-winning journalist returns with an unflinching look at the border crisis.
What I care about is one thing, the truth.
And she's taking on the mainstream media, tackling the issues that matter to America, one story at a time.
We see this, but we don't ever see where they go.
We don't know what they've been through just to get here. You can see it on their faces.
I know. This is me at my core.
These guys are runners. They're not going to give themselves up.
It's all happening pretty fast. But I guess this is what you're used to. You okay? Yes.
They portray us as villains. That's not the case. And we all have families. We're here to protect our borders, protect our country.
Having the freedom to take on tough subjects and tell it like it is, that's what we have at Fox Nation. That's what sets us apart.
No bias, no nonsense. Lara Logan has no agenda. The must-see docuseries is available now, only on Fox Nation. Start your free trial at foxnation.com.
Murphy's Builder Supply is where you need to go for all your home improvement projects and hardware needs. They've been serving folks in this area since 1946. Murphy's offers some products and services that you may not know about. They now sell ammunition, both bullets and shells. Murphy's also sells personalized tags for dog collars. They build customized screens for windows and doors. Murphy's can rekey locks, and of course they can make keys. They cut glass for windows, plus Murphy's has monthly doorbuster specials. Check their Facebook page to see what's on sale. Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
For the best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
8 o'clock here at the Big Dog WIFO-FM. Time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Nips Car Wash and Murphy Builder Supply. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Jonathan. We've got Jill Blizzard in from the hospital and a couple of doctors here to talk about a special event taking place, some good news. Wayne Memorial Hospital and Bone and Joint Institute of South Georgia bringing robotic arm-assisted total knee replacement to rural Georgia with the addition of Stryker's and Mako system. And Jill, I'm going to turn it over to you. You've got to know more about it, and the doctors here, so they know everything there is to know. So right. I'll let them explain it to our listening audience, but I appreciate you coming in on Hospital Day.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for having us. I know this week in particular, y'all have had multiple guests each show, so we appreciate it. And we like to come in about once a month and let your listeners know the latest going on at their community hospital. So we have secured a nice new little toy called the Mako robot. And one of our experts is here to share more with you about it. And the second one will be joining us soon. So, and before we begin, Bob, I just want to say congratulations to you for being inducted into the Wayne County Sports Hall of Fame last Friday night. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it was a nice honor. Appreciate it.
Yes, well deserved. So we'll begin. I'll start with Dr. Matt Velosin, and Dr. Jay Cook will be joining us shortly, and they can tell you all about it.
Okay, Doc. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So what can you tell us about this new machine and knee replacement?
Very, very exciting on multiple levels. Knee replacement is one of the more common surgeries that we do. We're always trying to make the procedures that we do better for the patient. The robotic aspect of this is usually something that is seen only in large cities, large metropolitan hospitals. But we got with the hospital and said, hey, why don't we try to bring the latest technology here to rural Georgia? And it just kind of took off from there. Some of the advantages of having this robot are just a better experience overall for the patient. There's less dissection, which means less pain, quicker recovery, and we're getting the total knee into the patient almost like we're talking to the patient's knee. Instead of us saying this is what the patient's knee needs, the knee is almost talking to us and saying this is where this knee needs to be, which allows for a longer life of the knee once we put it in.
And just recently, Waymark Hospital built those 4 new operating rooms. So are you using those new facilities at the hospital?
Yeah, it's really exciting time over in the operating room over there with the new operating rooms. Is revolutionized the feel they are fantastic, and we are currently utilizing them.
And the other doctor has joined us as well, Dr. Jay Cook. Hey Jay, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
So what do you want to add to this technology? What do you have to say about it?
I mean, it's turned the total knee procedure, which for a long time has been a really good procedure, and it's just been able to make it better. I think we're always searching for how to kind of perfect things, how to get it just a little bit better. It's not too dissimilar to having like a really good recipe for making a steak, and you just are kind of just trying to make it better and better. Because reality is, for a long time, for decades, the success of a total knee was about 80-85% of people were really happy, which, that's a good number. But if you can make that number 95, 99, 100, that's a better number. So I think this has just been a tool that's been able to kind of hopefully get us closer to that darn near everybody is really happy with their knee, instead of just sitting pat on 8 out of 10.
There's a lot of people out there that have knee pain, the injuries, athletes. When does it become to the point we have to have surgery? What makes the determination, instead of rehab or trying to bear with the pain? When it becomes a point where surgery is needed, Doc?
Oh, that's a can of worm, Bob.
I would say it's short answer would be it's a last resort. The knee is worn out. We've tried everything else that we could possibly do, trying to have the knee that God gave you for as long as possible, but then we're reached a point where just nothing is working, and then we make the decision for that.
Is it a common procedure? I mean, how many knee surgeries are you doing a month?
So we've been doing the Mako now for the last 4 months, and we've done over 100 now this way. I've been doing knee replacements for about 10 years. As any surgeon, you think that you're always doing it the best way. So to make a change like this, it's a little bit of a leap of faith. But one of the things that has been remarkable to me is how much of a difference I have seen. I thought I was doing a fantastic knee before the robot, but just adding this technology and just seeing what the patients are doing is pretty remarkable. I've had some experiences that just kind of make me sit down. I've had a patient come in before his first post-op check that has golfed a round of golf. That was unheard of in the past.
Just joining us, both Dr. Matthew Velosin and Dr. Jay Cook in talking about this new technology that they're using for knee replacement. Explain the robot. I mean, is it a big robot, or how does it work?
So, to really explain that, we kind of got to step back just a minute, and I apologize if this sounds a little bit gruesome, but a knee replacement is a little bit like carpentry, and so you do have to cut the old bad bone away, and then to be able to put in the metal and plastic parts. And so basically the kind of older way of doing things was you put on kind of cutting jigs. It's a lot like a miter box, where you're sawing angles. And so really the trick was almost Kentucky windage. We used to try to set that cut guide where we thought it best needed to go. And then that guides your cuts to be able to put the metal and plastic parts in. What this has allowed us to do is to take the patient's knee, the ligaments and tendons and capsule kind of surrounding the knee, that patient's own anatomy, figure out the balance of it, where it's tight, where it's loose, and then before you even make any of those cuts, the robot can set the position of the cuts to perfectly fit what that patient's knee needs. And so all that's done before there's any cuts made, and then once that's determined, the robot actually has an arm that keeps you in plane, and so you don't have to put a cut guide on. The robot, you're just guiding the robot through the cuts. So really it's just been a way to make it way more accurate. So the robot does not do the surgery for you, but it certainly helps figure out kind of the optimal position for where those parts need to go.
It says something here about a 3D model. So it's a 3D technology. Is that what it is, Doc?
Yeah, we preoperatively, you do a CAT scan of the knee. All right. So we're putting that information into the robot, and then during the procedure, we're putting trackers above the knee and below the knee, and we do a GPS. So we're doing multiple points so that the robot can use that CAT scan, use those GPS points, and then all of a sudden, all three of us are talking, meaning the surgeon, the robot, and the patient's knee. So in the past, like I was mentioning before, we would have a plan going in and saying this is exactly where this knee needs to be, and it was the same way every time for every patient. These are the landmarks. This is where this knee has to go. Now we're seeing that we can talk back and forth during the procedure and saying, well, this may not be exactly where this patient's knee needs to be placed. Let's try this and see how it reacts. And we can do that real time and think, oh, this is how this knee needs to be put in for this particular patient. And it's that, just that piece of it is where I think the less pain, the better, quicker recovery, and the longevity is coming from.
And after surgery, how soon is the patient back on his feet? What's the recovery time?
So that's a super common question, and then I get a lot of eyebrows raised when I tell them the day of surgery, therapy is going to get them up and walking. And so there's not really bedbound time. We're not restricting you. Like, we want you up and we want you moving. That being said, it is a big surgery, and so there will be pain, and you will have to kind of work to get the knee stretched out and work to get it going. And there is really a big spectrum. Like, there's people that get up the day of surgery and walk up and down the hospital hallways and then leave and go home. And, and there are some people that, it takes a little bit longer to get that knee going. But really, I mean, the parts are in, they're stable, and we want you going.
So it sounds like any other surgery. It just all depends on the patient. What your pain level
there is, but I mean, there really has been a trend, for that time it takes to kind of start getting over the pain and get going. It's really been coming down since we been using the robot.
Well, how's the partnership with the hospital gone with Bone and Joint? Is it a good partnership?
Fantastic. It's these are two organizations where you put the patient first, and if you have that common goal, and everything else takes care of itself. You keep the patient first. Let's try to give the best medicine we can to the people of our community, and that's the common goal. That's the piece that you can work with.
Right. So if anybody's out there, like I said, they're walking around in pain and they're thinking about surgery, what do they need to do as far as contacting your office?
So there's a couple ways you can do it. Our office phone number is 427-0800, and we've done a lot of work to make it even easier. You can go to our website, which is www.bjisg, so Bone and Joint Institute of South Georgia, bjisg.com, and on there you can now request an appointment online. You can go and check out one of our sections of the website, which is all about the total knee and all about the Mako robot. There's patient testimonials on there, so you can hear real patients that have had it and their experiences. You also can go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page and get some information there as well.
Well, we've had both of y'all in here, so we know you, but our listening audience may not be familiar with you. So tell us your background, where you went to school, how you got to Wayne County, how you got to Bone and Joint. So I'll start with you, Doc.
How much time do we got?
We got time.
So I am originally from Texas. My dad is an Army brat, though, so we moved a lot. And we left Texas when I was 6, and that was the longest I lived anywhere. We've gotten the chance to live in Germany, Maryland, Augusta, Georgia, back in Texas, back in Florida. I went to college at Furman in Greenville, South Carolina. small liberal arts college. I went to medical school at Tulane in New Orleans. My first year of medical school, 3 weeks in, was Hurricane Katrina. So that made life a little interesting, and I actually wound up in Houston for that first year and then coming back to New Orleans for the last 3 years. I took an Army scholarship for medical school, and so my residency training was through the Army in a terrible place called Hawaii. So, it's still residency, it's still 100 hours a week, but when you got that 1 weekend off a month, man, that was awesome.
I bet.
And so I spent 5 years in Hawaii, and then I got stationed at Fort Stewart over there in Hinesville. So we lived there and I lived in Richmond Hill for 4 years, and just got out of the Army in 2018. Then got a job over at Bone and Joint, and just moved over to Jessup, and been here just a little over a year and a half now, and love it.
Married with kids, or?
I am married, so I've been married 10 years. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary a couple months ago to a beautiful, amazing wife, and we've got 3 kids. They are 8, 6, and 5, so boy, girl, girl.
Sounds great.
So at one point we had 3 in diapers at the same time.
Yeah, that's expensive. Awesome. And Dr. Velosin, for those who may not be familiar with you.
Well, we share it in common. We're from the Pittsburgh area.
Right.
That's right. Go Steelers. And then did college and medical school in the great state of Pennsylvania, and then the Army brought me to the even greater state of Georgia. And I've been here in Georgia for the better part of 2 decades now, and been at Bone and Joint a little bit over 8, I guess it is now. So wow, time flies when you're having fun.
I know you're married with kids.
Married to Cindy Velosin, 3 daughters, 14, soon to be 13 and 12. Kylie, Cassie, and Gracie, and they keep me busy.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate you, Jill. What else do we need to know about what's going on at the hospital? Do you have anything else you need to tell us?
Well, I just want to stress, if any listeners have just joined us, we're very excited about having the Mako in the hospital and having the physicians go through the specialized training.
It just seems more and more surgical procedures are being done here in Wayne County where people don't have to travel anymore. Like I said, this is just another addition to that.
Yes, sir, and that's an important fact. I'm glad you brought that up. We did just recently go from 4 ORs to 6. And because of that demand, folks need it. And think about it, when you're recovering from surgery, if you have to drive home an hour and a half or 2 hours, that could be an uncomfortable ride. So we're thrilled to have it. The closest hospital to us that has this piece of equipment is over in Vidalia. So that's a significant drive for folks. We also, after your second group of guests come on, we have a couple of cafeteria passes for your listeners that can be raffled off. And we do have a blood drive coming up next month. And I was listening to your show yesterday, and I was so glad that you did a nice interview with the American Red Cross blood rep. But
it's good to make contact with her. She's going to be regular, too, because like I said, these blood drives are very important. So she did a good job explaining what the reason is for why blood is needed in this area.
She's a pro, and I believe she also worked in Hawaii as well. Right. But she's been with the Red Cross over a decade and brings with her a wide variety of experiences. But our drive at the hospital in the Bloodmobile is Wednesday, March 11th from 11 to 4. The next one in the community, I believe, is the one at Calvary Baptist Church.
I think it's coming up next Monday.
Yes. So they're trying to space them out so that if you miss one at one area in Jessup, you can hit it the next month at another area. But you can make your appointment and save up to 15 minutes. You can do that by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or going online at redcrossblood.org and save time. Of course, walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are appreciated and they get the priority. So, but I'm thrilled that y'all made time for us to come in. These guys are very busy, and so we appreciate them coming in as well.
We appreciate them coming in.
I just want to say one more thing. Today is actually Jay's birthday, so if you guys see him around town today, make sure you tell Dr. Jay Cook happy birthday.
Jonathan would have got you the birthday cake. We know that. He didn't call in. But, Joe, one more thing, I had a chance to take a tour of those new operating rooms before the end of the year. Joe gave me a tour. I mean, those were very impressive. Tell us how those came about. I mean, that's a big expense, but, I mean, great addition to the hospital.
Well, as we grow and add more things to our service line, we have more people traveling in from out of town. We're seeing patients not just from the adjacent counties, but even beyond, including Ware County. And like the folks at Bone and Joint Institute, we have physical facilities outside of Wayne County. So they have offices all over Southeast Georgia. We have a physical presence over in Long County and in Pierce County. But people, the landscape of rural healthcare is tough right now for small hospitals. But we are planning and we are growing, and so people are coming to us. So that prompted the expansion from 4 to 6 ORs.
Again, just a great addition to the hospital. As I said, everybody talks about how the hospital's much needed and great asset to Wayne County. They've had these meetings where they list the best assets of Wayne County. The hospital's always up at the top, yes. So it's nice to have a local hospital here in Wayne County. Doc, it's always good to see you. Doc, happy birthday. Dr. Velosen, go Steelers. Yeah, maybe the draft will help. Big Ben's coming back, so
that's right.
It'll be a good year.
Next year's the year.
Okay, we got another guest in the green room. We'll be back with that guest after this time out. Stay with us here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
For the best car wash at the best price, then go to the new Nips Car Wash, located at 459 Highway 301 South, down from McDonald's in Jessup. Nips Car Wash features state-of-the-art IQ automatic car wash system. Every car or truck that enters the automatic IQ wash system is scanned to capture its unique vehicle profile to give you a great car wash every time. Nips Car Wash also features 2 self-service bays where you can choose from a variety of accessories such as foam brush, tire brush, bug off, wax, clear coat, and spot-free rinse with powerful blowers located in each bay to top off your car wash experience at an affordable price. For the best quality car wash around, go to the new Nips Car Wash located down from McDonald's on the left on Highway 301 South in Jessup. That's Nips Car Wash with a state-of-the-art IQ automatic wash system on Highway 301 South down from McDonald's in Jessup.
8:20 here at the world-famous Butch and Bob Show on WIFO, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash.
Welcome back. Breaking news, as they say. Heard this rumbling a couple of weeks ago, and it finally came to be true. So we've got Mike Gordon here seeking a recall petition in District 3. So, Mike, tell us why you're doing this and how this came about and what's the purpose.
Bob, thank you for having me on. And it's been a long process. I've been thinking about this for literally months, with a lot of prayers, a lot of help from family, friends, and talking to the community. Everyone was just upset the way the things were being run in our county government. So we talked, and the only way this thing could come about is to have a referendum that I could run for commissioner before the election in November of 2022. I'm not here to bash anyone. I think Mike's a great guy. However, I just don't agree with the policies that's going on in our county government. I don't have personal agendas. I'm looking to help lower the expenses, the spending, and therefore lowering our taxes. I believe that one more person could do these things. So I started the referendum yesterday morning, and the response has just been overwhelming. In 2 days, I've gotten about 85 signatures, and I need 100 to do the application. Now, following that, it goes into a petition stage where I'll need 600 signatures from District 3 registered voters, and then the election will be set. Now, the reason I elected to kick this thing off Wednesday is really because of the calendar. It takes about 85 days to do the process, and then there's a 30-day wait. So if we calculated this the right way, we can actually get it into the May 19th sheriff primary, which won't cost the county any additional money. Excuse me.
You mentioned you have to have 100 signatures, and I'm sure all those have to be verified. Is the probate judge the person has to verify it all?
They do.
And the 600, I'm curious. I have to go back and check the figures, but I know Mike ran uncontested. Did 600 people even vote in the last election for District 3? I mean, 600 votes. That seems like 600 signatures seems like a lot in that district.
Well, it does seem like a lot, but in the last election, Bob, there were over 1,900 voters that turned out. So they do a percentage of that, and that's where the 600 signatures comes from. The application process is actually a 15-day process. Maximum has to be in. Then there's a 5-day review to make sure that the names are registered voters and live in District 3. Then the petition process is a 30-day process, followed by a 30-day review for the same reasons. And then the election has to be done between 30 and 45 days.
I got to ask you the obvious question for me. Is there frustration about the JC debate shop?
No, it's not, I've been asked that.
I mean, because I know that's something that you and Ralph tried to get.
It
put a lot of money in, and we still don't have the bait shop down there. Is that correct? Still, to my knowledge, still.
I backed out of the bait shop probably 8 months ago.
Okay.
Now, Ralph kept going with it until here recently, I think maybe January, but no, it's not personal.
It's not that.
It's not that at all. I'm just tired of our taxes going sky high, budgets going up. We spent $1 million more in 19 than we did in 18. These are the reason that I'm running, and it is nothing personal at all.
Well, as you mentioned, it's going to be an uphill battle, but you're close to the 100 signatures. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think you're going to reach that goal. But the question is, will you be able to get the 600? And what's the time frame for that?
30 days.
30 days.
Yeah.
Okay. For those, like I said, I'm just assuming everybody knows who Mike Gordon is because I know you're a long time, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know who Mike Gordon is. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who Mike Gordon is.
Well, I was born and raised in Wayne County. I'm 68 years old. I was raised, my dad raised me in a grocery store, actually. That, not literally, but my dad was a manager of Setzer's, then Pick and Save. Then he owned his own grocery store in Scriven. And I was raised that way and went to work for a brokerage firm out of Jacksonville, Florida, representing powdered soft drink, General Foods powdered soft drink division. When they wanted me to move to White Plains, New York, I had to leave my job and got into the car business, where I spent the last 29 years of my career. But I retired 7 years ago, January 11th, and I just love Wayne County. I want to do what I can for it.
You left out, you had a stint here at WIFO as a salesperson.
That's right. I forgot about that.
How could you forget that?
Yeah.
That should be the highlight in the resume right there. I don't know how long you stayed, but I know you were here for
it was a short period
of time. Well, again, I just appreciate you coming in. Like I said, I heard this rumblings for the last couple of weeks. I checked with Tammy. Tammy said nothing was official, but then I saw your Facebook post. Somebody sent it to me, so I called you. And, you know, like I said, I wanted to get you in here and let people know what's going on. So, again, it seems, you know, never say never. You know, I never thought we'd see recall petitions, you know, before. And, you know, so we got recall people, you know, District 2, longest serving commissioner was recalled, and now Kevin McCreary serves in that seat, so who knows? But again, it sounds like an uphill battle, but you seem determined to go out and do it.
Nothing is easy, Bob, but it's worthwhile doing. And I knew going into this it was going to be a lot of work, but hey, I'm willing to put it out there for the taxpayers, and I think I can make a difference.
Like I said, if anybody in District 3 that wants to sign a petition, how do they get a hold of you?
My number is 294-1605, and you can call me at any time. I posted that phone number on Facebook, and there'll be some other posting coming out soon. But, you know, the response I'm getting people outside of District 3 calling me, how can I help? But I thank you for that. And there's a lot of people that are standing behind me and helping me now, and I want to thank them as well.
And one final question. When I talked to you, I asked you, you said you tried to reach out to Mike Roberts, haven't had any success in that. Have you talked to him at this point?
I have not talked to Mike. I did call him, left a message. He didn't call me. I really wanted Mike to hear it from me before it got into the public. And, of course, that didn't happen, and I'm sorry for that, but I tried.
Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you coming in. Like I said, we'll follow the story as it develops. Like I said, it looks like you're close to the 100 signatures, but then the next step for 30 days is getting that 600 signature, you know, and then Tammy has to verify them and all that thing. So we'll just follow to see how it all plays out. But I do appreciate you being here on the show.
Well, thank you, Bob. And I'd just like to say, if anyone would like to sign the petition, if you give me a call, I'll come to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's going to wrap it up for today's World Famous Butch and Bob Show. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend, Bob. WIFO-FM World Famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply and Nips Car Wash. 8:30 here at the Big.